How's it going? Day 3 at CES 2020. Today, finally, gonna go see some smart home stuff. Hopefully we can find something cool and new that'll impress us. Here we go. This is a smart kitchen device. Right here, you've got a bunch of sensors. He says about 10 sensors. You got temperature, humidity, infrared, fine particles, and it points at your stovetop and then gives you some feedback on the app about things like air quality, temperature, humidity, particle index. It can also give you some information about like the temperature of the pan, when to put your food in. It'll also integrate with Amazon Echo or Google Home. So if you had a smart stove, this is not a smart stove, this is just the sensors and the app, but if you had something like a smart stove or a fan that you could turn on, you could create some kind of routine where when it hit a certain number of particles per million in the air, it turns on your filter. Or when it went over a certain temperature, it turns off the stove or sounds some other kind of alarm. A kitchen safety sensor module. It's called Safera. Here is the Tuya display. And no surprise, they are now into everything. Air conditioners, heaters, pet feeders, scooters, vacuum cleaners, lawn mowers, and then the usual things like door locks, light bulbs, and cameras. I thought this was kind of interesting. They have the Tuya Sandwich Evolution Kits, and it's a bunch of these dev boards for all kinds of things. And according to the lady, they're available on the Tuya website. You buy them, and you can kind of piece together your own DIY IoT devices that are running on Tuya. Might be interesting to check out. I have finally found the reason to make a smart mirror. Smart mirrors have been around for a long time. Everybody knows about them, no big deal. I've just never seen the reason to have one. I just don't spend that much time in front of the mirror. But guess who does? The missus. This smart mirror is made for the ladies.
This is your nose. Okay, relax. Stay put, stay put, stay put, and I got it.
So I get a skin summary report. So I'm doing very bad with dark spots and a lot of pores and a whole lot of red spots. But my skin is nice and smooth and my lines aren't too bad. And I'm not too bad on the wrinkles, right? And I definitely have dark circles under my eyes because it's day 3 of CES and I haven't been sleeping enough. There's the dark circles.
Yeah, you can see this is our algorithm at work. This kind of device is for business only.
Do you have a consumer level of something like this?
Yeah.
That's what this is, right? Okay, these are already available on Amazon.
Yes.
So you can charge your phone here. You can turn it sideways to watch YouTube while you're getting your makeup on. Does it do a skin analysis like the other one too? How much does this cost?
200 something.
200 something? And it's just called High Mirror Mini. Okay, so in here is my scorecard again. Red spots, pores. Oh, those are bad, yeah. Oh, look at those wrinkles. I gotta do something about that.
Yes.
It's horrible. And yes, the bags under the eyes, and yes, and I need to shave my cheeks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what this should do. It should tell me when I need to shave. So that thing does skin analysis for the ladies, plus all of the smart mirror stuff that we're used to. So for the DIYers out there, we need to up our smart mirror game and include some stuff for the ladies, because that just makes sense. We saw some of these last year, and they were really in sort of prototype stage, but these are these anti-snoring pillows. So if you lay on your back and you snore, you get one of these pillows. They're actually pretty comfortable. I tried them. They're memory foam, and you don't really feel those balloons that inflate until they inflate. But it listens to you snoring, and when it hears you snoring, it tilts your head one side or the other to try and alleviate your snoring. Seems like a good concept. It ought to work. Maybe save you having to use a CPAP. Only $400. Toto's got some new smart toilets. They do a few things for you. They open up the lid when you get close to it. and they close it when you walk away, so you don't have to touch it. It does do some deodorizing. Of course, you can get the bidet, so it'll clean your tush for you. But to me, one of the coolest parts is that it gives you this biofeedback. It keeps track of your regularity, and I guess it'll make a doctor's appointment for you if you haven't been doing it right. Toto Cleanovation. There are sure a lot of intelligent toilets around, but none of them lock the door when you put the seat up. What the heck? This is Standby D. It's the tidying up desk lamp. It's a desk lamp, but after you're done working, it will look at your desk and it will pick up your pens and I guess other things and put them back where they started. So obviously prototype, but I think these guys must have been watching my home tour and saw the look of my desk. They said, "This one's for you, Z's." I found the Twinkly display, and if you haven't heard of Twinkly, they do stuff like WLED and X lights. I think the thing that they do better is the way they let you map your display, whatever it is, your tree or a doorway or someplace else you're putting the lights. In X lights and maybe WLED, we could learn some things about how to make a user interface that's super easy for any novice to design an effect and a show really quickly and easily, because these guys know how to do it. Their app is pretty good. But I'm not paying for these lights. They're way too expensive for me. I found something my wife would really like. This is Moody, and it's a smart aroma diffuser. So it's this box here. It's $100. Comes with 4 different scents, and you can vary in the app which scent is stronger. You can either have them all mixed the same or vary them based on different things. The scent packs cost like $20, and they have a bunch of different varieties. It works with Amazon Echo and Google Home, and they even have an open API. Next Christmas, Mrs. Z's, that's for you. So this was interesting. I found the UL booth. I was kind of surprised that UL has a booth, but they do. And the thing that drew my attention here, so they're offering an IoT security rating for devices. So the hope is in the very near future, when you go shopping for your IoT smart home devices, you'll have a grading system. You can make decisions about how secure you want your home to be based on the grading system from UL. These guys have a $500 BattleBot that won some awards. So they wear the controller on their waist, and it tracks a lot of their movements. And the way you swing is by kind of doing a little swing with your hand. They got some kind of little sensor on their head that they have to whack with the sword. Oh! Now he's trash talking. He's still fighting. All right. Available now, $500. Bluetooth buttons. So this is an Italian smart home company. They've got a lot of different things, but the thing that caught my attention was they have these kinetic energy powered Bluetooth buttons. So that's all you need to do is push that button. It's a little resistance. It kind of takes some force to push it down, but that force is enough to generate enough electricity to wake up the Bluetooth chip and have it send the signal to the Bluetooth Wi-Fi gateway, and then it can power one of their Bluetooth switches here. This is not a system I'm probably going to get, but this technology is really interesting, and I want to try and figure out how we might make use of this in a DIY smart home application. This is Flick. More Bluetooth buttons. These are battery-powered buttons, but they're Bluetooth. The way they work is they use your phone as the Bluetooth hub, I guess, or the Bluetooth bridge to Wi-Fi or to your other devices, and then they have a bunch of devices that they work with. It's kind of like an if this then that on the phone end, but the idea for me of these battery-powered Bluetooth buttons that can last, they say, 3 years on one of these little coin buttons, that's a pretty good idea. I like that. I'm gonna have to look into that some more. I know our buddy Tony Lamont's been doing that for years. He's probably gonna say, "Come on, dummy, I already did that a long time ago, and I even sent you some." And I'm gonna say, "You're right, Tony, I'm sorry." So Sometimes I'm slow. Here's a good idea. This is ViaRoom. And what ViaRoom does is it connects to your smart home hub, and it looks at the patterns of your switches, your lights, your doors, whatever, and it starts to create scenes. So it's learning when you have your lights on, when you turn them off, what temperatures your rooms are at, and things like that. And then it creates the scenes here, and then communicates back to your hub to say, okay, it's time to start the bedtime routine. Do all these things. This one here is for Europe, and it's all enclosed in this box. It doesn't go out to the cloud or anything else. So very private, local only. Communicates with multiple hubs. Right now, not Home Assistant, but maybe someday soon. And they also have one over there that's for the US and Canada, where apparently we don't care as much about privacy, and so that one depends on the cloud. He said this one's 120 or 130 euros, something like that. But it is available in the US if you wanted to get it. There's got to be something that connects to Home Assistant that can do the same thing. Somebody help me find it. Here in the Z-Wave Alliance, there's a company called Aura that has these touch displays. It's not actually available yet, but it does look a lot like the HA switch plates. And very cool if you use Z-Wave stuff. Someday you might be able to get a hold of something like that. Or you can build something pretty similar with HA switch plate. Not super responsive. You can change the background and icons and things. It's time to pretty up my HA switch plates. So this little booth here, the ERoom, is just displaying some prototype technology that is extracting small amounts of electricity to do things like light an LED. These two sheets of metal are sitting in this water, and after some period of time, enough charge builds up that it blinks that LED. Like that. And they've got it doing the same thing over here with a pile of soil, and it'll blink that light. This one has some big electrodes in water that eventually create enough voltage to crank a motor and bing the chimes. And over here they've got some soil separated by sheets of metal and then connected to these sensors, and it's giving information about, like this one's giving the temperature. It's producing half of a volt, which isn't enough to send a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi signal, but that's what it's doing. And the magic is in what they call this booster chip. It's converting that half a volt to 3 volts, which is then enough to power the sensor. And all that electricity is just coming from the soil. Nothing else. There's nothing moving. Nothing's burning. There's no sun on it. It's just the soil. And CES would not be complete without at least some footage of a Ferrari. Doesn't have anything to do with anything, but that doesn't really matter. It's a Ferrari. Well, that's it. CES Day 3. I'm exhausted. I seriously spent the last 30 minutes trying to find the way out. I'm not kidding. Saw a lot of cool stuff, went through the smart home section. I can't tell you right now what was my favorite thing today. I'm gonna have to go through the footage and decide. And I'll post it right here. That's it. That was my favorite thing of the day. Whatever it might be. Well, that's it. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time. Adios. If you need help or want to chat with me or others who also enjoy projects like this, you can find us on Facebook and Discord. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, you can use my special product links in the video description, or head over to Patreon, or just like and share my videos. That's easy. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, this box will take you to a playlist of some of my favorites. In addition to videos like this, I also do live streams every Sunday. This box will take you to a recording of the latest live stream. That's all for now. Adios.